All right, so we're here to make another video. I'm excited about this video as usual. And the great thing about it is I'm getting my topics from life experiences, right? From things that I'm going through, things that I've seen people going through. I'm getting my inspiration from so many places. So it's like there's always a topic to talk about. So today's topic that we're going to be talking about is, can people change if they want to? Can people actually change if they want to? And that is a question that I'm going to ask you guys. Then I'll answer it myself. Can people change if they want to? Is there anything in your life that you've grown up seeing or doing, something that you have done in the past that you knew was wrong, or you learned later on that it was wrong and you made changes or adjustments to not do that thing anymore? For example, there is people that is addicted to drugs, right? These people that are addicted to drugs, all kind of different type of drugs. And that is something that they do all the time, which is just, they always, every chance they get, they're trying to get the next high. And those people, if they want to change, they will start taking the proper steps to get out of that, get out of being that person, right? To being basically submissive to something that's so bad for you. And they can actually change. And a lot of them do. There's people that will go to the meetings and do all the work that they need to do because they realize their life is going to shambles. Their life is going down. From being addicted to drugs, they lost their job. They lost their spouse. They lost their kids. They lost their license. A lot of things has happened to where they lost so much to where they said to themselves, I don't want to be this person anymore. I don't want to live this life anymore. So they do all the work to make the changes to get to where they want to be, which is not being addicted to drugs, not taking drugs at all. So there is a guy that I know was an alcoholic. He was addicted to alcohol. Every chance, every reason, he was consuming alcohol all the time. It got so bad that his business almost failed because of it. So he lost millions of dollars, he said. He almost lost his wife and his kids and his house to his addiction. And it took one incident with his daughter for him to make that change and said, I'm not drinking anymore. And now that guy has been sober for years. Now he's a motivational speaker, going around speaking to other people about drinking and stuff like that. And he said it was a lot of work. It was very hard, but he did it because he knew that it was something that he needed to do or he wanted to do. Even my best friend, when we was growing up, we always used to be drinking on the block, drinking on this, like we hang out together. That was the way we socialized, is by drinking, cracking jokes, play fighting, all that stuff. That's what we did. And my best friend used to always be hanging with our friends. And every weekend, that was like his getaway. That was like his thing to do, was to go to the block, drink. And I'm not talking about drinking like a beer or anything small. I'm talking about this man was drinking like Henny, the strong stuff. And they was drinking it straight. They wasn't drinking it with chasers and all that stuff, but sometimes they were. But most of the times they were just drinking it straight, just the way it was. It was very strong, and that's something that they did. They enjoyed it. It was something fun to them. And now my best friend don't even drink at all. When I mean he doesn't drink at all, he doesn't drink at all. Like the beer that he drinks, 0 alcohol. When I go by his house, he asks me if I want a beer. He gives me a beer and it's 0 alcohol. There's no kind of alcohol content inside that beer. And that's where he's gotten to. where it's like no more alcohol. He takes trips, no alcohol. He goes anywhere, no alcohol at all. And if you had told me a couple of years ago that my best friend would stop drinking alcohol, I'd be like, nah, that's bull. I don't believe it. Because I'm so used to seeing him drink it all the time. I was never, like, I drank it too, but I wasn't like, oh my God, with it. But he actually was really into it. And he stopped it completely. And I give you an example of myself. I've been a vegan for the last 3 years now. And it's definitely one of the hardest things I've ever done because I was very ignorant to what veganism is. The things you can consume, the things you can't consume. And in the beginning stage, I had a proclivity for eating stuff that had animal products in it. Dairy, meat, and I had to learn over time what I can and cannot eat. But it took me some time, but I got there. I made the change. It's something that I wanted to change. It was something I wanted to stop, and I was able to stop it because I put my mind to it and I did the work. I didn't just say it out loud like, hey, I want to be vegan and expect it to just happen. I said, hey, I want to be vegan, and I started doing my due diligence. I started watching videos. I started reading articles. I started looking at so many things that had to do with veganism, the benefits of it, and how you can be a bad vegan, and so many things that I learned. Some people don't even know vegans they can't even eat honey. Honey, because honey comes from an insect or animal, whatever you want to call it, right? It's from a bee. And vegans do not even drink honey. They don't put honey in their tea. They don't put honey in nothing. They don't do honey at all. Their alternative is agave, and they have other stuff that they use, but do not use honey at all. Nothing that comes from an animal. And I had to learn that because, when you're sick, a lot of times you use honey. When you're sweetening your tea, if you don't want to use like refined sugar, you use honey. And when I discovered that, I was like, wow, I didn't even know that. I thought that you can consume honey. But these are all things that I've learned and I changed. And you have to think to yourself, what about the people that used to be drug dealers? Drug dealers, they got caught on the street doing drugs, selling drugs. They went to jail for a couple of years, and they've made a whole 180, changed their life drastically to become the person they are today, which are, some of them are millionaires. A lot of them are motivational speakers. They're going to school, talking to the kids. There's people that has made their past make their future. They have made the things that they went through in their past, made them stronger and better for the future, because there's certain knowledge and certain things that they learned from being in jail or being in prison, being around other inmates, and the experience they went through. It made them stronger and better for when they came back out to not get caught up again into going down that same road. And sometimes it's funny how life works, that sometimes you have to go through those lessons to get to this place to where you're so knowledgeable about life, about controlling your emotions, about being decisive, about being more, I would say, being more cautious of what you're doing, and think about the consequences of what you're doing and what could happen if you choose to go down that road. And those are things that you learn from experience. A lot of times the things that you learn can't be taught to you from somebody talking to you. Some people only learn from actually going through the experience themselves. They can see somebody else go through it and not look at it like, they look at it like it's nothing. And they have to physically go through it themselves to be like, ooh, I never want to experience that again. So yes, people can change if they want to. And the thing is, sometimes people judge you, right? Because we all judge each other. Sometimes people judge you based on your past, what you've been through, what you've done. People judge you on it. Like when you go get a job, they ask you about criminal backgrounds and all that stuff. So basically, they want to know if you have been convicted of anything or stuff like that. And basically, a lot of times, that might be the reason why you don't get the job. That might be the reason why you do not get the job, because you did something 10 years ago that landed you in jail. And now, boom, 10 years later, this thing is still haunting you. Even though you're not that person anymore, even though you haven't done that in so many years, because you have done it, it's haunted you for the rest of your life. And you cannot get that out. Like, you cannot get rid of that because it's just there. And a lot of times you might say it's unfair that what I went through or what I done in the past is affecting me 10, 15 years later. It's like, oh my goodness, this is something that I did when I was a kid. You know, like, what if you was a kid hanging with the wrong company, you got caught up trying to get money because you want to buy the newest sneakers to impress girls and all kind of stuff? Because I grew up in those type of neighborhoods where you're trying to impress people, you're trying to have a certain swag or whatever it is. And if you didn't have a certain swag, you got bullied in school because you didn't have no swag. So you got caught up in either gangs, you got caught up in selling drugs, you got caught up in stealing, whatever you did to make money, just to be able to buy yourself a pair of Jordans. You get caught up. Now you get a felony, you get whatever you get in trouble for, right? And whatever your charge is. And now, 15 years later, you can't get a specific job because of the mistake or what you did in the past. Even though you would be amazing at that job, but they wouldn't even give you the opportunity to even get the job. They wouldn't even give you the opportunity to see if you're good at the job or not. They automatically just disqualify you because of what you done years ago. And I know it's hard. I know it's hard because it's like people change. You know, not everybody stays the same. Not because I grew up doing this, that don't mean I'm still gonna do this. When I was younger, I used to eat nothing but sweets and candies. That was my kryptonite. Candy. I love the sweet cakes and all that stuff. These are things that I used to be addicted to. I love those things. And now I'm at that point where you're lucky if you even see me eating that stuff at all. That's how good I've gotten, that you're lucky if you even see me eating like a piece of cake or anything like that. And that took discipline and it took work for me to get there, to where I'm not consuming Dunkin' Donuts every day and drinking iced coffee and all these things. It took work to get there. It doesn't come overnight. And I feel so accomplished because there's so many things that I was doing that I look back at and I'm glad I made those changes. I'm glad I made those changes, but it took work and it took time to get there. So yes, you can change if it's something that you truly want to change, as long as you're not making those changes for somebody else. If you're making those changes for yourself, that's the best thing you could do, because that means you're going to be 10 toes down with the journey and the path. Regardless of who's in your life or who's around you, you're still going to go on that path because it's something that you do want to learn. Like, I give you another example. Right now, I am learning Spanish. Right now, I'm learning Spanish. It's something that I've always wanted to learn, and I've been on and off with it. I've tried it, and I stopped and stuff like that. I wasn't consistent with learning. Now, I'm going on 39 days straight of learning Spanish. Every single day, I'm learning poquito, just a little bit here and here and here and here. I'm not the best at it, but I'm working at it because it's something that I truly want to learn. And for me, it doesn't matter who's in my life. It doesn't matter if I'm around Spanish people or not. It doesn't matter if I have a Spanish person in my life or not. It doesn't matter what it is. It's something that I truly want to learn for me, so I'm going to continue to do it. Now, what if you're doing something, you're only doing it because of somebody that you're around or somebody that you're involved with or whatever the case might be. What's going to happen if that person is not in your life anymore? Or if that person is not around? Are you going to stop doing the thing that you said you want to learn so badly? Are you going to stop? Is it that important or it's not? Because if it's not that important, when that person walks away and leaves, you can be like, I'm not doing it anymore. I was only doing it for that person. So, nah. But when you start to do things for yourself, for example, health, losing weight, there's people out there. I saw a couple on Instagram. Both of them decided they wanted to lose 45 pounds. Both of them said they wanted to lose 45 pounds. And they both showed themselves when they had the extra weight on, and they both did the work to lose the weight. They started running marathons. They started working out. They started doing all those things. But that's a decision that they made together, but they still did it separately, because if you look, there was times where the wife was working out by herself, the husband was working by himself, and they got motivation from each other, but they still did it because it's something they wanted to do for them. You know? And of course, the bonus, the benefits is you look better, you feel better, and your spouse, the person that you're into, the person that's into you, is going to be more attracted to you. They probably want you more, you know, probably more excited to have any kind of sex with you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, oh my God, look at you. Yeah, I want you. So, yes, you can change. Do not let nobody tell you anything else. Do not let anybody tell you cannot do it. Yes, you can. You can change. Just put your mind to it and do it. Take your baby steps and you do it. Nobody became a CEO overnight. Nobody lost 200 pounds overnight. Nobody became a millionaire overnight, unless you won the lottery. But there's people that work to get to where they're at, and the people that work to get to where they're at is the ones that usually try to be consistent, because they had to work so hard to get there. Okay? So I just wanted to get this video out there because I was inspired to make this video to let you know, yes, you can change, or yes, people can change. And it's not good to just automatically judge somebody without getting to know them, because you might hear stuff at work about this person before they even got the job, something they did years ago. And now they got the job, and you, for whatever reason, their stuff is on the internet. It's good. You could Google it, and now you looked it up and you heard this person did this and this person did that, and automatically you just judge the person off of that, something that happened years ago, and you're like, oh, I'm not talking to that person, you know? And then you start acting funny to that person, or you act like you're better than that person because of what they did in the past. Not realizing that this person changed completely, and probably the way they conducting themselves and the things that they're doing is actually better for society. Probably they're helping people, you know? They probably take their spare time going to like homeless shelter helping people. They probably take their money giving it to homeless people. You know, they're probably helping people, older people, elder people that needs help. They're probably going there and volunteering and doing things. There's people out here that experienced and went through some bad stuff in life, and when they made the change, they started doing an abundance of good things. They started putting out there in the atmosphere, because it's like they realized the benefits of doing good. They realized the benefits of changing to be better and being better towards other people. They realized the benefits of giving back to others, not just themselves. They realized the benefits of not being selfish. So yes, you can change. Don't ever let anybody tell you you cannot. Because the moment you let people dictate how you feel about yourself, that's when the issue comes in. Because that means that person can dictate if you're happy, if you're sad, if you're mad, if you're glad. Like, they can dictate your every single day. And you don't ever want to give anybody that kind of power. All right. So if you guys are new to the channel, welcome to the channel. Make sure you subscribe, put on the bell notification. If you have gained anything from this video, please let me know in the comment section. If there's anything that you disagree with, please let me know in the comment section. At the end of the day, I'm not perfect. I don't pretend to be perfect. I am a work in progress just like everybody else. I'm walking a path just like you are. My path might be different from your path, and that's perfectly fine. But as long as we're all on this path that we're walking towards being better, that's all that matters. Okay? So make sure you guys subscribe. Come back and watch my other videos. I got some other good stuff out there. Just go down and watch. There's a bunch of good things. But I'm excited because I'm going to keep dropping new videos. And one more thing I wanted to say before I leave. There's a guy that I helped, and I didn't even know I was helping him. I kept dropping little short clips of my videos, of these videos, on my Instagram that's paired with my Facebook. And he kept watching my videos on Facebook, and he was going through a rough time, and it inspired him to be positive. It inspired him to do better. And he called me the other day. And he wanted me to talk to his girlfriend because she was in a bad place mentally. And he was like, I didn't think about anybody else but you, Jermaine. What she was going through, what she's feeling, the only person that I could have thought about that she could talk to was you. And when he said that, my heart skipped a beat. Because I'm like, my goodness, man. It's like, I didn't know my words were so powerful. I didn't know it helped people so much. So it's like, to hear him say that to me, it was kind of scary. Because it's like, whoa. Now you're making me talk to your girlfriend. I've never spoken to her. I've never met her. I don't know anything about her like that. But here you go trusting me to say, hey, talk to my girlfriend. And honestly, guys, I spoke to her. And when I started off, I just was my natural self. This comes natural for me to do these things. It's like I've been doing it since I was a kid. So of course, sometimes it gets I'm a little bit nervous, but it flowed so easily for me to just talk to her. It was just a natural thing for me to just flow and talk to her. And it turned out amazing. The good thing is she wasn't combative. She wasn't argumentative. She listened a lot. And I kept asking her if she understand what I'm saying. And she kept saying, I do understand. And she said, when everything was said and done, she said, thank you so much. She was like, that was amazing. You know, she appreciated what we've done, what we did. And to know that I could talk to somebody for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and I can change their whole outlook on life, is such an amazing thing. And I don't take it for granted, not even for a second. And that's why I absolutely love this motivational channel so much, because I take what I'm doing very seriously. And a lot of times I go back and I watch my own videos over and over and over and over, because I want to see the message I'm trying to convey to people. And I want to make sure that it comes across in a good way. I want to make sure that what I'm saying makes sense. And so far, I think I'm doing a really good job. You guys let me know in the comment section, but so far I think I'm doing a really good job. Where I'm motivating young people, old people. I'm talking about people older than me that's been motivated by my videos, people that's my age, people that's younger. I'm helping so many people, and I'm very, very happy about that. All right, so I'm going to end the video here. And I have plenty of videos coming up. And one of my biggest videos I'm excited to make and scared to make at the same time. Stay tuned for that. All right, you already know what it is. Peace.